Hi and welcome everyone. Today is August 19th and this is the Metal3 community meeting. Just a reminder that this meeting will be recorded and posted later to the Metal3 YouTube channel. If you have any items that you want to bring up today, please go ahead and add it to the agenda. Also, please add your name in the attendance list. I'm going to add the link to the Google Doc in the group chat here so that if you're following online, you can just use it. All right. To start with, if there is someone new in the call or didn't have a chance to introduce themselves earlier, then please give us a brief introduction about yourself. And meanwhile, I will mute myself.
Hello everyone. I'm Farid. I'm actually new to this Metal3 team. I have actually joined because I have a issue that I can discuss. Maybe some of you can help me out with the bare metal provisioning. So that's why as soon as we finish the agenda or anything, maybe I can discuss the issue.
Yeah, definitely. And welcome to the Metal3. If you would like, you still can add your item to the agenda. Like at that, we can definitely discuss it.
Yeah, sure. I'm adding it.
Yeah, thanks. Is there someone else new on the call? All right. I take it as no, and I guess most of the people are attending the coupon virtual this week, so we don't have too many things on the agenda. I think it's going to be a very short meeting today. But anyways, so the first item in our agenda today from Himanshu, Metal3 presentation materials.
Hey everyone. So this I had proposed this in the previous community call as well, and so like that was a new proposal. So I had let everyone take a look at it, and in the meantime share their feedback on the Google Doc there. Although it looks like people didn't get a chance to do that, so I'm just putting it forward again. And if anybody has any suggestions or something that would be a better way to contribute presentations and some demo or workshop related materials, any guides, scripts. So I have mentioned a couple of options in the proposal. For example, Metal3 Docs repository, and the other is website. So we can use those, and if you have any other ideas, feel free to share those there. And the other is the Metal3 presentation. It's been there for some time, and there are a lot of reviews, and thanks everyone for those. And I worked on fixing and updating the presentation to accordingly. And so if I just wanted to everyone to take a final look and see if everything looks okay. And yeah, that's more or less from me.
Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot for the presentation and documentation. For sure, it's going to be useful because sometimes we have like some presentations, and I think it's a good idea that we have some kind of common presentation that can be reused.
Yeah.
For every other talk. Yeah, thanks a lot for that. Does anybody have anything to add here? Any questions or comments?
Is the link to this in the documentation?
Yeah, if you have the meetings doc, I have already shared those links, but I can share again in the chat. Just a sec.
Thank you.
So this is the presentation, and this is the proposal. I'm also planning to add more presentations covering each of the component for Metal Cube. For example, cluster API, Metal Cube, and pyramidal operator, and maybe some others as per the requirement. But the idea is basically to have a set of presentations covering Metal Cube in an overview as well as a bit in depth as well, so that anyone who is planning to give a workshop or anything, or even as just an introduction, they can easily import those slides and with minimal extra effort be able to prepare their presentation for the said event. So
All right. Any other comments? Okay. Then the next item in the agenda today is from me regarding the Metal Cube book. There were like a couple of discussions previously during these community meetings and on the Slack channel as well regarding the Metal Cube book. We are, I guess, lacking some clear documentations, and I personally also see sometimes people struggling to set up, for example, Metal Cube DevEnv, because we have some documentations peer repository, and we have some documentations in the metalcube.io website as well. But sometimes those metalcube.io is lacking some updates, for example, or synchronization with the metalcube devenv. But also we have many other components from the metalcube, like of course BMO, CapM3, ironic images, and all this stuff. So we were discussing with our teammates that we should start writing kind of document like in a single place that we can store, and then everyone can have an access and then just get information regarding like each components of the metalcube project. I started the documentation as a Google Doc last week. I'm still doing some basic kind of the framework or the skeleton for that. I'm planning to share it with the community earlier next week, and then I will ask everyone just have some contribution, add whatever they want to add, and then we will see how it goes with the book. It might be somehow similar to the book from the cluster API, but basically it will be like the description for each repository that we have. As I said, like demo, CapM3, metalcube event, and then the objects that we have, and it will have kind of the section for developers and for end users and all this stuff. Hopefully this will be, by the end of this start, we'll have something like good documentation. But yeah, it was just a kind of the update that I wanted to give. Yeah. Anyone has any questions or comments regarding this?
do you plan to share this like via PR to a repository, Ferus, or like some or a Google Doc?
Yeah, initially I'm trying to put it as a Google Doc because that would be much easier to modify it for others as well. Once we have finalized that Google Doc, then we can put it as a markdown in the GitHub to the metalcube.io repository, and then we will see with people how can we transform the markdown into the either website or some kind of other format. But the idea is that for now I will share it as a Google Doc because, as I said, like it's much more easier to modify it than modifying it on the PR. Yeah.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Any other questions? Okay, I take it as a no. Then, if there is no item left, by the way, Sumit, I guess you wanted to discuss something.
No, actually, I just updated my name in the attending, and maybe in the issue try like we can talk because we have a couple of bugs which need some tags to them.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Yes. Thanks. If there is no item left on the agenda, then maybe we could do the issue triage, um, and then wrap up the meeting because today it's going to be a very short meeting, as I can see.
I had a small question regarding Ironic. So I am trying to provision. I mean, basically using Ironic, and so when you have added the bare metal host, I mean, like an actual physical host as the bare metal host object, then after it's in the ready state, when you actually provision it as a control plane, so Ironic does a lot of changes in the boot settings, which I don't want it to do. So is there a clean way to do that? I mean, like I looked around a bit and there was this loop option, which basically tells it to not change the boot settings at all. But I have to change that in the config map or directly in the Iron code, I think. But if there is any other way somebody had tried to.
Yeah, I personally haven't tried that. Uh, I'm not really sure. Like, maybe does someone have an answer to this question on the call?
Now I have questions about that, if I may. Just wondering what instrumentation you are using for Ironic. Are you using IPMI or BMC, or are you using an iDRAC?
I'm using Redfish right now, but I can try IPMI as well. I mean, like that's supported as well in the for the host.
Thank you.
So Himanshu, like which settings you feel or think that they are getting updated? Any idea? Like
So basically, that physical host was configured to use BIOS previously, and I had already set up the boot order in the required, uh, basically the what was the requirement, and the Pixie boot and everything was set up. But Ironic was fine as till it added the bare metal host object. But after that, when it tried to provision, it changed the boot mode to from BIOS to UFI, and
yeah. So that is okay. So that may be due to Doug. Doug has recently made one commit
okay,
regarding changing the boot mode. So default is UFI as
okay,
far as I can see in the bare metal CRD.
I see.
I'll I'll try to find a link. Let me just give me 2 minutes. I'll just check if I can.
And it even removed many interfaces, like disabled them, so which is also not desired for in my case.
Okay, maybe I don't have any idea about it, but I can give you the number. So if you can go to commit 602 in BMO.
BMO? Okay,
Yeah. So there it has been fixed that default UFI will be used.
I see.
So that you can have a look, and that field is now added in the bare metal CRD.
Got it. Thanks so much.
Yeah. So apart from that, I don't think anything new. Any other options might be updated, but you can check.
Sure. I think that should help.
Yeah.
Thanks.
If the design is here, just like this, like this is design, I guess. Maybe you need to find a commit ID for this in the code. So
Sorry, I will do that. Thanks.
yeah, sure.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions before we move to the issue triage?
Yeah, I'm actually facing an issue in the,
Who is that? I mean, we.
yeah, it's Farid.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, couldn't see your name. So
Actually, you have to grant me access so that I can add my name in the document.
Oh, yeah. For that, you have to join. Sorry. For that, you have to join the Metal3 Google group. and then you will have the access. I can share it on the chat here.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
joined the group.
Yeah, perfect.
Do I have to request the editor?
No, you should be able to edit and add your name here if you have joined the day group.
I already joined just now. Maybe I need to refresh the tab.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So I just like to discuss the issue. I have been using the bare metal operator and ironic pods. So to provision the iDrag del, the issue I have been facing is that just after the ready state, when the inspection phase is done, just after the ready phase, I'm trying to edit the YAML so that I can uh, give the operating system, but unfortunately it isn't getting reflected. Like the YAML isn't getting edited, nor the new desired operating system is getting booted. So I'm still in ready phase, and that's it.
Do you have an issue open for that somewhere in any repository? All right.
No, I haven't opened any issue, but
Okay.
I actually placed it in the Slack group, but I didn't get any response yet.
Farid, did you create a machine for that bare metal host?
No, it's only bare metal host.
So I think you need to create a machine for the whichever image that you want to provision on that, which will basically pick up the bare metal host and provision. I mean, like Ironic will do it, but and like bare metal host in itself isn't used like that. Uh, I believe you need to provision. I mean, like create a machine which will basically pick up the bare metal host amongst the available ones, and then uh, set its state to whatever is the content in the machine CR.
Okay, just after the ready state, we need to create another. You have to
Machine
create
object,
bare
yeah.
metal machine.
Himanshu, why don't you share your blog link or typical Metal Cube provisioning page, which you can
Yeah.
refer?
Are you
Yeah.
actually trying to install? Sorry for cutting you off. Sumit. Trying to install Kubernetes or like some other image? What are you trying to provision there?
We will be installing some CentOS generic cloud for now.
Yes. Okay, so it's not Kubernetes, right?
No.
So in that case, I believe you will need to do some manual uh, installation section, because right now what is supported it with Metal Cube is like the provision control plane, and those scripts are under the scripts directory in the Metal3 dev repository. It has some scripts which can easily provision a Kubernetes control plane and workers, but so it creates the machine and everything, and you don't need to worry about any of that. But for your case, since you are trying a custom installation, I believe I mean, like, you can take that as a reference. That will definitely be useful, like how it is doing that. But you will have to on your own tinker around a bit and try to install the corresponding images and maybe some other configuration that comes together with that. So, but I will let me share the links so that you can refer
Yeah,
those.
yeah, that would be helpful.
Just a sec. Um, would it be okay if I share it in the meeting minutes, or do you want me to share on the chat? So,
Maybe you can paste it
Um,
on here.
yeah,
uh, some other links. So I mean, like, these are detailed uh, blog on basically deploying Metal Cube Dev, and you can definitely find useful information there, even if it doesn't completely deploy your
and
cluster.
uh, any if I have to do with the Kubernetes image, then what is it? I have to create the bare metal machine, or
Oh no, so for Kubernetes, the scripts take care of that. So they have those the cluster uh,
Yeah.
config files and everything is in place, so that yeah, these are the files, and they everything is set up around this, and there is already support for their, like, all the necessary objects that you need to create the machine objects or QADM control plane and some other objects as well. It's everything is taken care of in those scripts, and they make use of the VM setup Ansible playbooks. So there are a set of roles there in the Metal Cube Dev repository, and so you might need to dig around a bit in that. So these are, yeah, so these are the provision scripts, and let me just also give you the, so so I think you will also find this helpful inside uh, sorry,
can I just share my screen so that it would be
Yeah, I can try to give you the permission.
yeah.
Can you try now, please?
Yeah, just a minute. No, I'm unable to share it. Only meeting organizers and presenters can share.
Okay, try it now.
Yeah, it's showing the share your screen, but the share button.
And you have to click on the. You have to click on the. It's showing the. It's showing you which window you want to select. And you just click on that.
Yeah, maybe you have to, yeah, select a particular window which you want to select, and then
I'm actually trying for entire screen, but still, it's not allowing me. Like
Okay.
any.
But usually it should allow because now I give you the presenter rights.
Okay, let me try again.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I need to select the.
Yep.
Fine. So this is the process. You can see, like you know, it's downloading the kernel and then RAM disk. So it's in the process of inspection. You can see my screen, right?
yeah, you can see.
Yeah. So what we are trying to do is that this is the actual cluster.
Hmm.
So it's a bare metal and ironic are running, and the ironic is the image that we have taken directly. We haven't modified anything in it. But when I tried to modify Ironic, like I just took the code and I tried to modify Ironic because we need to change some of the settings in the ironic.config. But it didn't work. It's actually giving me some keystone authorization error.
I'm not much familiar with that process, so I'm not
Yeah.
able to help much. But if there are, I think there is Ironic config map, which I believe should help you with changing some of the configurations. So
Okay.
if you can modify, so it's basically contains some custom settings that you want to apply, and you can always, like, if you are just trying things out, then you can always log into the pod and modify the configurations there. But I'm not sure, like, if you have to restart. But I think the config map should be a cleaner way to do that. Other than that, yeah, baking your own image. But as I said, you are facing issues there.
So the settings in config map will definitely reflect. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, you can make changes to the config map and maybe delete the Ironic pod. It will come up again and with the new settings, I
Okay.
believe. And other way would be, like, you are importing the basically Metal3 Dev imports the downloads the bare metal operator, which contains the Ironic uh, config map and some other things as well. So you can also modify there itself, and then it will get deployed like that. But I believe that would be more extra work than changing the config map. But I think somewhere other people can give you maybe better solutions.
Okay. So my questions are here. So that's the thing. The custom Ironic image is giving me keystone error, but so I switched back to the normal Ironic image and then unable to provision the desired OS. So that's the problem. When I do BMH Metal3, so it's in the inspecting phase. So as soon as this goes on, it will give me this kind of operating system. I already did it on the other one. So it's giving some 193. And I'm also unable to log into this one. Like, I don't know this is actually, I guess this is the builder. CentOS.
Maybe no. This is cloud image, right? So I think cloud image doesn't have any credentials. So
I haven't configured any image like in
no, these are the
the
default ones.
YAML.
Default. I think these are the default ones. Those will be available in the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
for that, I
the
think it doesn't have any credential. Only when you provision that node, then from your master node you will be, or the control plane node, you will be able to log into the worker nodes. That is using SSH keys and not using the credentials.
okay.
Yeah, if I can add it, we're not creating any the password for the target nodes, and we're injecting the SSH keys into the target nodes. And I guess the operating system that you have is CentOS 8. It's the default image that we have in Metal3 Dev. Of course, you can modify it, but I think there was a question yesterday or issue on the Metal3 Dev related to that. So basically, if you want to put your like custom image for the target nodes, you have to modify the Ansible script. So we're specifying the URL from where the image should be downloaded and the checksum for the image. I can send you links where exactly you need to modify that.
Yeah, I think in that regard, we should be able to you should be able to make a custom image and with your own keys, maybe, I believe, right, Ferus? And then you can basically make changes to the Ansible roles and.
Yeah, I think so.
But I believe, Farid, I think like easier way would be just to like bake your own image, but you can use a machine to uh, like specify like which image you want to use, and it should be able to provision that. I mean, the Ironic should be able to provision that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's better to create a machine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It,
So I was actually trying to edit here as it was given in the video, Metal3 Kubernetes. It's on YouTube,
okay.
so that's what I was trying to do. Actually, one of the members here, yeah, Russell B, he actually did this one, so that's what I remember so far to do. I'll also try with the machine one once. So that's the thing.
Probably, if it doesn't work, you can open an issue and state like what all parameters you have tested or whatever is your configuration. All the thing you can put it in the issue.
Yeah,
I
Okay.
exactly. I would suggest that if you're still not able to uh, get it working, just please file an issue and then we'll try
Yeah,
to see it from there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody,
Sorry, can you repeat that?
someone from the community will be able to help you out in case like there are any internal changes to be done. So you can put your issue in the community, the GitHub itself, and then you'll get the answers there better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it from my side.
Okay. Thank you. But I still wanted to show the where you need to modify the image for if you go to Metal3 Dev um, in VM setup roles v1 integration test, we have this vars. So basically, this is all the environment variables that Ansible is using for provisioning during the provisioning uh, stage. And here we have these variables image URL and image checksum. So if you want to just basically use another image, you basically modify or like put your hard-coded value here from where the image should be downloaded and at the same time the checksum. And then based on this variable, the other scripts will try to download the image from that target, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
But is there any would Metal3, does it identify any difference between virtual host and bare metals? Like the process is different or the same?
Um, I personally haven't tried to deploy it on real bare metal, and maybe someone else on the.
so. I believe like it doesn't care like as long as the API is able to talk with the machine, basically to the BMC. So whether it is a VM BMC or a physical host BMC, as long as it's able to talk to it and the network and everything is okay, working okay, then I believe it doesn't matter. But usually, in case of bare metal, you need to do a little bit of networking configuration for it to work. When Metal Cube Dev is deployed, uh, like the default deployment, uh, it takes care of everything. I mean, like the VMs that it creates are readily usable uh, with the existing configurations.
Okay.
Did that answer to your question, Farid? Or
Yeah, mine is a physical bare metal, so we are not using virtual hosts. So
yeah,
that's what
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
so you may need to be careful regarding some boot time settings and some networking settings. As long as those are okay according to what Metal Cube is expecting, basically the Ironic is expecting, then it should be good.
Okay.
all right. Um,
Uh, just one more question.
yep.
Mm, when you said we have to start the SH files, like we need to, for the sake of provisioning, we need to run the SH file. So we have to run it on the master node, right? The node that we are, from where we are trying to provision.
Yeah, it's actually like you have to run it from the ephemeral cluster or the source or the management cluster where you have like the management cluster running. So from there you like basically in our case in the Metal3 event we have for example one machine where we're provisioning or creating two Libert virtual machines, and from there where those Libert machines are running, we're executing those other scripts to provision cluster, control plane, and then the worker machines.
Okay.
You can maybe try out default Kubernetes cluster deployment using the libvirt VMs for it, and that should give you some idea regarding what other objects are created to support a cluster. Although many of them might not be useful for you to deploy custom cluster. These are specific to Kubernetes cluster, but still, for example, the machine, like how does a machine look like, and how those are connected together. But of course, you can always take a look at a machine in the cluster API separately as well.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions for it?
No, that's it for now.
Okay, but again, just if you still, if it was not clear enough and if you are not able to fix your issues, please open an issue, and then we will try to see it from the issue and try to fix it and help you from the issue itself.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you. Any other topics or questions to discuss before we go for the issue triage?
I think we can move to triage.
Cool. Yep.
Thank you.
All right. So I hope usually it's Stefan who does the triage, so it's my first time, but let's see how it goes. So the first issue is pivoting in the Metal3 event. I remember this. So basically, we have some couple of features now in the Metal3. So we are able to do the pivoting, and then we have some kind of remediation scripts. And for that, we have a separate CI job in the Nordics that every day does some checks for the pivoting functionality and the remediation. And for that, we have created a pivot script basically in this path, and it seems it has failed, and it failed during the cleanup stage while deleting the containers. So the CI job, what it does is that it first starts the job by building a Metal3 event, then provision a couple of BMHs, and then starts the pivoting. Once the pivoting has finished, it does the complete cleanup of the environment, basically removing, deprovisioning the BMHs, deleting them, and then deleting all the containers, and then start again for the next remediation test. And here it's basically failing to delete the ironic endpoint keep empty container. I have asked the question, but I haven't received yet any reply from Sudip, I guess. Well, I don't know what should be the kind. Is it a bug or is it the documentation? Or it's a feature? Anyone has idea? Maybe a bug, but not sure if it's really a bug because like we have the CI and I can see that it's passing the pivoting. Maybe waiting for more evidence.
Yeah, you can ask Sudeep for more information whether he is seeing it, seeing it continuously or not. Like,
Right?
I mean, whether Sudeep, you can ask back to Sudeep that whether this is reproducible, like ongoing issue or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, more evidence.
Oh, I don't have.
Can we not do this via the right side? We don't
Yeah,
we
I
have options.
yeah I can't because I don't have
I see.
the priority or the right.
Maybe open another issue that had. Uh,
No, maybe the owners, only the owners have
Yes.
those
Yeah.
rights.
Yeah. Exactly. But I was discussing it with mine.
Okay. I think
And
owners will have that right.
yeah, probably might can do that. But at least we could just have a look, and if someone has some ideas, we could just comment on the issue maybe.
Okay, okay.
Um, so the next one is CI is failing is ironic fails to start. Ironic fails to start after the image is applied. It doesn't even go for registration. Okay. Oh, I think there was an issue with the ironic image, and this issue was temporarily fixed. So basically there was a PR in the ironic image repository that enables this iDrag WS man capability, and then that basically broke the CI, and then we disabled this as a temporary solution. But so we could try to set the default.
So Dimitri had given some suggestion, maybe that is yet to be implemented. So
Yes, exactly. I think
yeah.
yeah. I'll just ask mine and Kashif. Where's that?
Well, you should re-enable the iDrag WSMan add-in also what's suggested by Dimitri, the no BIOS interface as well.
Yeah. Okay, so it should be just a set default rate. Is that what you're saying?
There, you should add also the no BIOS basically in the default interface. You see the comment from Dimitri in the PR.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it makes sense or not. All right. I'm not sure about the priority for this because currently the CI is running properly and we don't have any failures. But the problem might be that this feature is disabled. But let's see. So I will again leave. I will not put any priority and kind for this since I don't have the rights to do it from here. Okay, the next one is feature test upgrade environment variables are not exported properly. This is somehow related to the first issue I was mentioning regarding the pivoting. So we have, as I said, CI running the currently upgrade and termination test every day. And now there was one of our colleagues trying to add more tests to do the upgrade as well. And it seems that some of the variables are not exported as they're expecting. So I was yeah. I don't know what to put here. And I see like no one is has touched this upgrade test in the middle of the run. Actually, the owner of the upgrade was Jaakko. Maybe I'll just ask him for this. So the next one log should be updated or simplified to reflect the required hardware conversion for a given profile.
Okay, so Ferus, like there are total 4 bugs in the hardware classification controller, and 3 of them are actually in resolved state right now. So maybe, yeah. So maybe I'll ask Digambar, like who is owner, Digambar or Mail, they can put a tag. Like we are currently verifying this, so we'll put a comment once that verification is done.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep. So this one, and there are a couple of more, 32, 33.
Also this one and this one, right?
Yeah, and there is one more at the bottom, which yesterday we logged. This is also like fixes provided, but that is in review state right now. Raised by Rajat, like fixed by Rajat, one of my colleagues.
Okay.
Not this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll try to put tags to all these 4 bugs.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, in HCC repository.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep.
So then I'll open the next one. So redeploying this Metal3 event fails. Himanshu, I guess you're on the call, right?
Yeah. So sorry I couldn't update in your last reply to your last comment, but I did try make again after cleanup earlier, and it was failing for me. I guess I will try again, and I will also update in the comments. But
Yeah.
so basically, like as I mentioned in before, so it's actually like when I do a complete cleanup, I even run the cleanup cluster script manually, and and I even deleted the ironic endpoint manually as well. But it when I try to run a make again to deploy a fresh metal cube, so it fails with an error. So
yeah. If I'm not mistaken, you're using the CentOS-based
yes,
machine, right?
yes.
And you said you deleted the ironic endpoint manually. Did you delete it within the Minikube or like in the host machine? Because if you're using the CentOS-based system to deploy the Metal3 event, we don't create ironic endpoint interface on the host. It's being created within the Minikube VM.
I believe I deleted it from the host itself. I think it was visible there, but I will confirm that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you can just try it out, because I also tried when you posted this open the issue, and I just created the fresh VM, just CentOS-based VM, and then run the make, then make clean, and then I checked manually like there was no interface, and then I run making it and just passed successfully. It's like this is like the second make basically.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you can just retry it once more, and let's see. Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks. All right, and I guess the last one is from me. No automatic switching. No automatic switching between the branches. So basically, now we have 2 branches in the CapM3 repository. Master branch, which is v1 alpha 4, and then release 03, which is V1 Alpha 3. So what happened is that I create Metal3 dev, I run it with V1 Alpha 3 for the first time, and then the second time I want to run it with V1 Alpha 4, and I set I export the environment variable with V1 Alpha 4, but then it fails because there is a make target in one of the scripts in Metal3 dev, which can be executed only within the correct branch of the CAPM3, meaning that there is no automatic switching. Like if I set, for example, CAPI version V1 Alpha 4 and I run make, there is no kind of mechanism that will switch the branches of the already cloned repository from one to another. And like, of course, it's easy, like for someone that already knows about Metal3 domain, but for those who are not really familiar or using the first time, and then they're switching between the versions, then it's not a really good thing, I think. So I just opened this. I could actually put it as a, I don't know. I can put the plan for this.
Documentation.
Maybe documentation and maybe feature, yeah, or documentation, yeah.
I think I have also seen this, that like I deploy V1 Alpha 4, but like once I log out of the cell session, then I come back, like sometimes like it picks the V1 Alpha 3 by default, and all my deployments fail, and I have to again export the variable.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you put in a bash RC file or something.
I remember previously we had this in one of the scripts that we every time based on the variable that is exported on the current shell, we do check out to the correct branch. But I guess there were like so many changes, and now we have 2 branches. I think we can re-enable it. But anyways, all right. So, and I guess this is the end of the triage issue triage. Unfortunately, we don't have any labels on it, but I will ask while to put the labels on all of the issues. All right. Thank you very much, and I guess this is the end of today's meeting. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Thanks, you too.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.